What's going on, world? Brian Wright here, and you're now tuned into the Brian Wright Radio Show, where we add value to you, where it could change your mindset, and you can become a better version of yourself and go out to the world to serve it, to make the world a better place. That's what we do it for. I just want to say thank you. If you're taking the time to listen to these videos, if you're taking the time to click, I just want to say thank you for listening to my voice and, using me as some sort of a teacher to help you through life. Today's topic is going to be someday. How many times do we hear people say someday? How many times do we hear people say, someday I'll do this or someday I'll do that? They on someday island. That's where they at, year after year, getting the same results, year after year, doing the same thing, and wondering why they can't take their lives to the next level. The reason why they can't take their lives to the next level is because they'll never start a day one. See, this is what people don't understand. In order to get to 1 million, you have to first start at 1. You don't just start at 1 million. To do that would be ignorant. Like, you got to climb a mountain. You have to go upstairs. You have to elevate in life. Don't you think everything involves going up? But it has to be step by step. It can't be leap by leap, and that's most people's problem. And that's why they stuck on someday. Because the fear they have for day one is just crazy. Just to think of day one, they don't even think of day two. Most people might make it to day 5, I say. I should look up that statistic of how many people go into the gym at New Year's, and not just people out of shape, people that say they want to get in shape. They might be a little skinny. They might just want to tone up. And then they in there for a little bit, and then the next thing you know, they right back out. They're not even doing it no more. And then they going back to someday I'll do it. Someday I'll get that job. Someday I'll go back to school. Someday I'll get my CDLs. Someday I'll do this. Someday I'll do that. And you know what they doing? They self-sabotaging themselves. But you know what? In today's world, self-sabotage feels like comfort. And that's why people do it. People do it because they know they sabotage themselves, because they know if I just don't do it, I done prove myself right. They didn't even try. But they love the fact that they can go back to them comfortable selves and they could be like, well, I guess I did give it a little try. No, you didn't. You didn't even attempt it. You wasn't even persistent at it. You wasn't even consistent at it. You're just right back to someday. And that's what you'll see from majority of people out here in this world. They're drifters. Because if you ask me where I'm going to be able to tell you. I'm still learning, but I can at least tell you a foundation. Most people don't even have a foundation to tell you. What do you want to do? I don't know. I heard you can make money in this. I heard you can go in IT. Yeah, there's a lot of real estate money and stuff like that. Yes, it is. That's a fact. There's a lot of things out there that make money. But guess what? If you don't go to someday to one day, it ain't going to happen no day. You understand what I'm saying? It's not going to happen no day. So I don't understand what makes people in today's world think that things in this life are going to come easy and that they can just sit on the sidelines and then someday somebody's going to come or something's going to come and it's going to just show up at their door and go, you know what? Here's a nice life. Here it is. This ain't no movie. This ain't no, see, that's the stuff that people see in the movies, the good things happen. I feel like most people, I used to be like this. I remember I used to watch the movie by Adam Sandler. It was called Click, and he could rewind and fast forward his life. Everybody's done seen it. But at the same time, too, I feel like people want that. And you remember during the movies, they would show the beginning, but they would cut through the process. And the next thing you know, bam, he'll be at the end result in the movie already ready to fight. That's the way that people think life is. They think they just gonna go through those cuts in a movie, and next thing you know, something's gonna click, and they're just gonna, just become Rocky Balboa overnight. They're just gonna become the next sensation overnight. They're just gonna just skip the process, and that's what most people do. Oh man, they said it's not sad when you go to a funeral and you see the body dead. What's really sad is when you go to the funeral and you see all the dreams that died with that person. They said the richest place in the world is the graveyard. The richest place in the world is the graveyard because that's where people go that, some people go and they fulfill their lives and they remember forever. But most people, all we remember is what they wanted to do. The person's probably in the grave right now that wanted to cure an autoimmune disease that's not curable right now. A person that's probably in the grave is someone who could have been the next Beyonce. A problem is a person that's in the grave and they could have been the next influencer that could have changed this whole world. But because they stayed in someday aisle, they died with everything inside of them. And that's what most people are going to do. They're going to die with all this stuff inside of them. Denzel Washington once said, picture you on your deathbed, and then next thing you know, all the spirits are around you, and they make up the things that you would have become. And they say, hey, you were supposed to write this book. Hey, you were supposed to write this song. Hey, you were supposed to do this radio show. But I guess it never came into the world, and now we're going to all die together. How many people do you know like that? All they gifts, they just gonna let it sit. I know a guy, he can sing right now, but he's very afraid to. I'm talking about he can sing so good, it'll make you cry. But guess what? He's not doing it. He's gonna take that right to the grave. He's gonna rob us all. And that's what you do on Someday Isle. You'll rob us all. You'll rob the world if you never get started. The world needs you. The world needs me. The world needs us in order to make it work. We all work together to make this world work. Yes, it's not perfect. Nothing is never perfect in life. You show me the perfect life and it doesn't exist, not in this life at least. I don't know about in the next. Whatever you believe in is your business, but I don't know about the next life. But right now, you're always going to have problems. So to wish problems would go away is nonsense because problems is a part of life. Like, it's not something that you can avoid. It's not anything that you can go, you know what? I don't want no problems in life. It don't matter. Problems come with life. And that's the stuff that you're going to have to deal with if you get off Someday Isle. But guess what? If you don't get off of it, then we ain't going to never know what was inside of you. Maybe you got something in you that I'll meet you one day and you'll change my life. Maybe you listening to me thinking like I could do the same thing this guy's doing, which you can. But guess what? If you don't never do it, we'll never know. And that's how people gonna go down, never knowing about themselves and us never knowing about them. And that's the sad part about it. And you know what? I refuse. That's why I made this channel, because I refuse to let people go to the grave with the things left inside of them. I want everybody that listens to me to bring their gift to the surface. I want you to promise me right now. Leave that in the comment section. I'm going to give my gifts to the world and I'm not going to let them die in. Comment that below. I'm not going to let them die inside of me. Because that's not what we do as human beings. We create and we do things to serve each other. It's all love. But guess what? Someday, people, someday, maybe tomorrow, no, maybe the next day, no, I don't know, man. You really thinking you can do that, man? You done did about 50 videos, ain't nothing popped off yet, man. Yeah, man, may as well get us up. Someday I'll do something else. Come on, man. We committing over here. We voting ourselves off someday aisle. Look at yourself in the mirror right now and tell yourself, I'm voting myself off the island of someday aisle because I want to develop an identity, because I want to serve the world and in return get monetary and gains from people telling me I'm going to change their life. I want to experience what it's like to live my full potential before I leave this earth. So I'm going to one day, day one, from someday aisle. I'm just going to say that if you are listening to this right now, you are the anomaly. I'm going to keep saying that too. It's your job to listen to these things and to go into action immediately. Because congratulations, you are the one that was sent here to change your whole family generation. And I just want to say that just like I'm dedicated to you, I hope you dedicated to me the same way, because I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to know what you guys have accomplished. I would love to know, what are you doing in order to serve the world? What are you doing in order to help people? Because that's what it's about, helping people. And we can never do that saying someday. We do it right now. With that being said, you already know what it is. No distractions until riches. Level up.